So maybe you've just started uni, or maybe you're thinking of actually going to one. Today in this video, I'm going to share with you 6 of my tips as an ex-student to get the best out of university. So this is me at uni. I was 19 when I first decided to go to uni, so I was actually a year behind technically. So in the UK, the schooling system is that you go to nursery, preschool sort of stuff, primary school, secondary school, college, and then university. Now I did an extra year at college, so I was technically a year behind from most of my friends that I knew that just went straight to uni. When I finally made the choice to go to uni, I was coming from Somerset, which is a region in the southwest, and it's very much the countryside. There are a lot of towns and stuff, but I was coming from a very small town heading towards the very large city of London. Now, I have to say, when I look back, I did have a really great time, and there's just a few things that I would probably do a bit differently. But considering I came out with a first in my bachelor degree in music management, I didn't do too bad in the academic side either. So if you're thinking of going to uni, these are some of my recommendations as an ex-uni student. Okay, so number 1 is to pick a uni in a location that is further away from your home. Now, the reason why I say this is because very fortunately we do get a student loan, and I find this is a really helpful way to actually live in an area that you feel like it wasn't possible before. Now, I chose London, and for me, coming from like a small sort of village town area in the rural parts of Somerset, it kind of didn't really seem like it was ever going to be a possibility if I hadn't have gone to uni. Now, what uni did was obviously it gave me that extra monetary help to be able to experience what it's like living in London. Now, moving away might be hard, but it was the opportunity for me that allowed me to live in the capital city. I still had to work to fund myself alongside my degree, but it was far easier than starting from scratch. The other reason why I say to pick somewhere that's further away as well is because it just gives you that opportunity to really stand on your own 2 feet, and you get to learn about yourself so much and really get a hold of what life is about. By being in this new environment as well, it just changed my outlook. I personally didn't realise the kind of views that I had until I moved away and was in this big city where there was so much diversity and different cultures, and suddenly I was able to embrace them a lot more than if I had just stayed in my hometown. Number 2 that I would absolutely suggest is, please, when you go to those freshers' fairs, join a society. I found that joining a society was probably one of the best decisions that I made, and I know when I heard from other students that were my friends how much they regretted not joining a society sooner. Now, for me, I joined the UWL Snow Sports, UWL being the university I went to, and it honestly was the best thing that I ever did. It was so fun. I met so many good people, and a few of them are still my friends today. And it just gave me an opportunity to learn something that I probably otherwise would have never learned before. I was a brand new beginner snowboarder. I'd never learned it before, never done it before, and this was my opportunity to do something that I had always kind of wanted to do, and I thought it was just so cool. I could do it with other people that were different abilities, and we just had so much fun. Since joining the society, I joined the next year, and the next year, of course, I got better with my snowboarding, and we went on these different trips all together, which were just so fun. And even now, I still love going snowboarding. I even did ski season, so if I hadn't have joined that society, I don't think I would have had as much fun as I've had so far. You really do get a sense of community, and I think societies, especially when you're just starting out, it's just a really good way to make some friends and to just feel like you're part of something. So go check out what societies you have at your university, because maybe there might even be things that help you to overcome things. For instance, stuff to do with like diversity or sexual orientation. I know there was a lot of that at my university, which really helped bring people out of their shell and embrace who they are, and it was just so lovely to see. Tip number 3 is to make the most of your library perks your student perks, just everything to do with being a student. Use your resources, because you do not realize how expensive all this stuff comes as soon as you leave. Honestly, the amount of stuff that university has access to is just incredible, and I don't think they advertise it enough, in my opinion. A lot of these universities don't tell you that you can probably borrow a lot of equipment even if you're on a different course. So go check out what your university offers, because oh my god, there's just so much you can access. Now for me, libraries was a big thing because it was just the community spot where a lot of us would do our work together. We'd probably pull a lot of all-nighters as well in the library, but it was so good, and it's just amazing that you can have so much access. Even if it's not relevant to your course, you can still learn about everything else that interests you. Especially if you're creative, the Adobe catalog is massively reduced, so make sure that you sign up with your email and get that discount, because oh my god, use every student perk you can, because trust me, it's gonna get expensive when you leave, and I massively wish I could have those perks all over again. One thing that I also realised when I went away to Cyprus is that if you have your university card on you, you can get into museums for free. Now, I don't know if that's changed, because I haven't obviously been able to go over because, you know, COVID, but it is one of those things that is worth carrying around when you go travelling as well, because you never know, you might be able to get university perks in other countries as well. Number 4 is to be patient with yourself. Now, it's so easy to get ourselves all worked up, stressed over coursework and deadlines and everything like that, but can we please just take a minute to respect yourself and to also congratulate yourself for doing this? Because whilst people might look from the outside and say, well, university is easy, I don't know why people are complaining, you know, those types of people, it's actually a big thing. You're moving out, you're doing things on your own for the very first time, you're also studying a lot, and even though it might be a topic that you're actually really interested in, it's still a lot to kind of overcome. You've probably also moved away from a lot of your friends and your family, and it does take a bit of time to adjust, at the same time as taking in all this new environment and experiences. It's a lot, so be patient with yourself. And it might be a little overwhelming at times, but hold on. With no parents, new friends, new environment, it's going to be a lot. It might feel like you've just jumped into the deep end, but this is your training. Be patient with yourself, because you're not going to get everything right. Number 5 is to be sensible with your money. Now, I wouldn't say that I was awful with money, but I wouldn't say I was exactly the best either. And I did watch a lot of my uni mates absolutely burn through their student loan, but trust me, you don't want to do that. Now, one thing that I wasn't aware of, and if you maybe have a family that is on a lower income, is to maybe look at what bursary your university can offer, especially if you're doing a course where you are spending a lot of money for it. Now, I didn't realise I was actually eligible for a bursary, and I only realised when it was too late, which kind of annoyed me, but you know, it is what it is. Second of all, I would say is please get into budgeting, because it's going to help you so much. Now, I did do a video on my money tips, which some of them are things that you can actually still do in uni. But if you feel like you can't quite get to grips in budgeting, split it up, have it in different parts so that you are not going to overspend the stuff that either you should be saving or putting aside for other things that you need to buy. Because honestly, when you finish and you make that post-uni transition, it's going to help a lot. And so this is my final point, and probably the biggest that I will absolutely recommend, and it's kind of a little bit similar to joining a society, but number 6 is to network. Maybe you pick up a new hobby during your course that you eventually kind of think, I want to turn this into more of a career. If you've been networking, you will already have the eyes on you that you want to build up your foundation of a business. Whereas if you don't network as much, you're not really going to be known very well. Regardless of what you want to do, you're going to need friends. And if you already have those eyes on you, it's going to be so much easier when you eventually have something that you actually want to release. Now, I did do a bit of networking, but probably not enough. And I kind of do regret it, because I also didn't talk about my hobbies enough. And these hobbies were things that I kind of want to do as a job, or stuff that I kind of want to make an income from, like my music or my travel blog and obviously this YouTube channel, and I just didn't talk about it enough. And obviously if you don't talk about it, no one's really going to know that you're doing it, so they're not really going to pay much attention. So absolutely use the university as your platform to network, and you can network with just about everyone. Do it from different courses, because also those people are really handy if you need maybe a little bit of knowledge on a particular sector and you have someone that is a friend of yours that you can ask. So when I was at university, most of my friends weren't actually on my course. In fact, they were from different courses, whether it was airports, events management. The thing I love now is that I can see obviously what people are doing from university that I know, and it's just so fun to see that people are succeeding, they're going off in that direction, this direction, and I get to sit here and be like, I'm so proud of you, because I genuinely am. And I think that's the thing. When it comes to networking, I think people can see through the falseness if you're just using someone. So if you're just networking to use someone, that's not going to go down well. Obviously, you need to be interested in these people as well, and they will in turn be interested in you. So really network, learn how to connect with people, because it's also a really great skill to have after uni. Get comfortable with talking about yourself, and I know that's going to sound really narcissistic, but you're going to have to talk about yourself outside of university when you're sat down in that job interview and they ask you, so what qualities do you think you can bring? If you can't be confident, then you're not really going to get very far. So this is something as well that you can really build up on this skill by networking at university, having all these people that you can interact with, and just generally getting better at being around people. Of course, this video is with the intention for someone that has kind of already decided that they're certain they want to go to uni. And I do know that uni just isn't for everyone, and you need to decide what is the best option for you right now. Don't listen to what your parents want, maybe what your teachers want. Decide on what you want, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be going through the course. And you don't want to get through that course regretting every minute of your time there. So make sure that it's something that you're absolutely certain you want to do. But if you've chosen to go to uni and you're awaiting freshers, then have fun. And if you're in your second year or maybe your final year, keep going. I wish you all the luck, and I know you can do this. Just believe in yourself and you will get there.